What is up, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. If you are new here, and if you are not, what is up, my A1 Day 1? I hope you all are thriving in this season, in this moment. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are doing a review of week 1 of transforming our lives in 30 days. And one thing I can say is a huge truth that came up in my first week is your girl might be a chronic pivoter. And today we are going to talk about that. We're going to dive into that. Honestly, being a chronic pivoter, I used to think that it just meant that I was like a magical Pandora's box of excellence, being a multidimensional being, having such an expansive mind and so many ideas and needing to shift and realign and rearrange and reclaim in so many different areas. And I realized that was actually taking me away from the plan A, taking me away from the true overall mission of my business, my wellness journey. Even when it came to like spirituality, your girl has started so many projects and paused in the sake of or in the name of realignment. And I learned over this past week that not only was I chronically pivoting, but I was chronically pivoting because low key, there were parts within myself that were afraid, that didn't feel necessarily worthy. And I'm realizing that I need to strengthen the trust within myself in order to overcome and stick to plan A. Again, what triggers chronic pivoting? Fear, perfectionism, downloads, boredom, mistrust, like I was saying. And I realized that as I was navigating all of these things, all of these pivots were truly taking me away from my long-term success, my long-term knowing in the plan, in the mission. I have a dream, a desire to bring wellness, movement, and mindfulness to marginalized groups. And my brain thought that I needed XYZ amount of courses, but as I would start one course, I would pivot and be like, oh, we need to do something else. Or maybe this one isn't the greatest, or I'll make it and then I don't necessarily finish and complete and put it out until I'm on to the next one. And that, my friend, is pivoting for survival. And I learned that it definitely stems deeper than just me being ADHD brained. This stems from trauma, childhood, and narratives that have been placed on us that we have deemed as true over the years in different moments and experiences in life. I recently learned about the law of sustainment and consistency. And if you guys want to kind of like hear me go into that, I do have my podcast, CSWFM, which is here on YouTube. And I think it's episode 12, The Law of Sustainment. And that essentially is when your whole life, I'll give you an example. For your whole life, you were this magical, beautiful tree, right? And you could bear any fruit, any vegetable, whatever the case may be, you could bear it all. But throughout your life, you had people that deemed you an apple tree. So after a while, you just began to produce apples and it became your identity being an apple tree. But one time, one day, you saw a pear tree and you were like, those look kind of tasty. Those look kind of divine. I think I want to grow some pears. And even though you were built to produce any and everything of your wildest dreams, right? You think it, you can create it. Your mind is still stuck on being an apple tree. So you think maybe you need to deroot, cut down some leaves, or cut down your apples, or change your soil, or whatever the case may be. But in reality, all you have to do is allow and yourself to be the pear tree. However, because you were conditioned, your brain, your subconscious always fall back to the apple tree pattern. And I feel like that kind of ties into this whole chronic pivoting scenario. And it's more so just constantly starting over because you're not rooted and grounded within the truth of continuing. It doesn't feel safe. You feel safer within the discomfort, within the trial period, within the chronic planning period. But over this last week, I had my aha moment. I was like, ooh, girl, you doing it again. Ooh, girl, you're trying to take. So for me, I purchased a 300-hour yoga teacher training about, I'll say a year ago, and it came with a mindfulness coaching. So I have, instead of starting the training and starting the coaching class, felt like I needed to take another training before I took that, or I felt like I needed to just create this course before I truly dived into the coaching program. It's like I need to prove something to myself, produce something, instead of allowing myself to start at plan A and go through the motions and go through the actual process of becoming and being. So, getting into the gym and trying to even pivot that. So, going from wanting to have a strong yoga practice that focuses on mind, body, breath, full body workouts essentially. I was like, no, I need a new gym membership. It's like, girl, you have a year pass to your to your yoga practice. You have a year membership to that. You have a gym at home. You have all of these things. Navigating those constant mindset shifts has definitely been a journey, and also coming back to things that I love really sparked this. So, like crochet, how many unfinished projects do I have? So many. So, just starting from the beginning and really, really returning and completing the thing that I start. I don't know if you have this problem. This is definitely like a multidimensional being type of situation. It's within the mind, definitely. But it's simply about calling ourselves back to devotion, calling ourselves back to our why, understanding why we started, and really rooting in that. So, some things I did to just really ground myself and root myself within my why, as I've written it down and I've placed it around my room, right? I'm constantly, before I start working, I'm reminding myself of my mission and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm putting myself in spaces and places that remind me of why my practice is so important, why my teachings are so important, and understanding the community healing aspect and community needs of it all. This one is for all my chronic pivoters. I just want to let you know I see you, I am you. And we're about to build accountability together. So if you definitely struggle with this, please drop a comment down below. Drop what you're trying to finish or the thing that you quit on. And let's begin again. Let's start from the beginning. Let's document our journeys, or even just share for accountability if you're not going to be documenting. But my thing is documenting. And let's return to our original plan with devotion. This time, we actually finish, okay? We actually are going to keep the promise and do the thing that we said we were going to do. As we move into week 2 of transforming our lives over the next 30 days, we're really going to implement devotion over distraction. And my goal is to eliminate 90% of my distractions and become so rooted in the process of becoming and teaching, just being devoted to my why, that we make it out of this. Because we truly are in a season where it's time for all of our wildest dreams to come true, and it starts with action. It starts with sticking to the plan. It starts with really, really trusting ourselves and honoring ourselves and building that self-worth within. You are worthy of finishing. You are worthy of beginning again. You are worthy of just the abundance that comes with sticking to the plan, right? With sticking to your truth, with honoring your soul's mission and not giving up on it. 1111. Yes, yes, yes. I do want to shout out some of my wins from week 1. Week 1, I said I wanted to go to the gym thrice a week. I did that. I leaned in and I did post my 3 YouTube videos and my 2 podcast episodes. I showed up today for week 2. that is a win. And also, I was able to stop and silence the noise and allow myself to stick to the original plan. That's going to be it for me today, honestly. I will be coming in future videos just showing you as far as accountability checkpoints and accountability check-ins, what my flow looks like, what my goals are. So over the next coming weeks, as I dive into my 300-hour yoga teacher training, I'm going to be coming on here live streaming some yoga sessions and just bringing community and collective healing here in the digital space. So I hope to see you all for those free sessions. It's just a way for us to come back to our bodies, come home to ourselves through movement, through collective healing. Ooh, one challenge I have for you is journal your OG plan. What was that thing that just sparked so much joy in you? And journey it. Are you still working on it? Have you put it aside? Have you quit? Have you given it up? And are you ready to begin again? Like I said, if you want some accountability, drop a comment down below and let's keep each other accountable. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.